You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip-hop station. The Hype 87.3.
That's right. It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here in ATL on the Hype 87.3. And today, this morning, we got LaVal checking in. Look at this beautiful young lady. How you doing, sweetheart?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm good.
Of course. I appreciate you being here.
Yes, this is awesome.
Absolutely. Before we dive in, because I do have a lot of things I want to talk to you about, I want you to give us a brief introduction of what you want the world to know about you.
Well, I'm LaVal. You know, I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm sorry. I'm a singer, songwriter from Los Angeles. I've been doing this a little while. And, yeah, here I am.
I know that's right. She said, here I am. Here I go. So growing up in Los Angeles, you're now out here in the A. How long have you been out here in Atlanta?
I've been here for about 6 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you come here to pursue music?
That was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I moved here. I was doing music in LA. I moved to New York for a little bit. I've just been kind of moving around and just getting a vibe and a feel for music in different places. And I thank God that I was able to do that because it really helped me grow a lot as a writer and an artist. But yeah, here in Atlanta, just trying to see what to do.
I love that. I feel like every area could be a little different for you depending on your vision.
Yeah.
What may be right for you may not be right for the next artist.
Right.
So you've hit some of the major places that artists go, you know, LA, but you're originally from that area.
Right.
Then you hit New York, now you're here in Atlanta, and all three are historically known to produce superstars. Where would you say has been the most beneficial for you? Has it kind of been like a little bit of everywhere?
Yeah. Kind of a little bit of everywhere. I can say that when I moved to New York, I stayed there for about a year. I became bolder in my music and more confident and more, as far as my writing, I was challenged more. It's a tough crowd there.
It's a very fast pace and a tough crowd.
I learned to write quicker, like much faster, like you on the spot. I was in the studio with a lot of MCs, a lot of men, and they challenged me to, come on, we need the verse now. So it was like I got a lot better. Yeah, I would say New York was definitely a place where I developed a little more.
So it's safe to say that every artist should have a taste of New York at some point in time in their career.
Absolutely.
Go live there for a year. You got to have thick skin.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely it'll give you some tough skin.
Yeah. So living in LA, New York, and now here in Atlanta, has all three kind of shaped your sound?
I would say more home in New York.
Yeah.
I haven't really honestly gotten my feet wet a lot on the music scene here in Atlanta. I've been here kind of just in solitude, just recording and writing. It's a good place for me. I found a lot of peace here.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I haven't really dabbled too much on the music scene.
Understood.
Yeah.
And it's ever changing. I've been here since 2013, and it feels almost like a completely different city than it did back then for me. Like, and not in a bad way,
Right.
but it's just like everything evolves, everything changes. It goes through cycles. Like when I first moved here, it was very popular to do artist showcases. I was doing them twice a week. Now I'm like, they're far and few in between. So it kind of
Right.
goes through those cycles of what's popular, what's not. But I feel like they'll make a comeback. It's just like they say, time repeats itself, right?
Right. And I have scouted out some places like maybe to perform, or sometimes I'll just go watch shows. You don't want to just jump on a stage and that's not the audience for you.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I'm still in search of that here in Atlanta. I know Nate is like on his job trying to figure out, the market and where I should be as far as performing here. But hopefully soon.
That makes perfect sense, because when I first moved here and I was doing artist showcases, I quickly seen and learned that there was not a market showcase-wise for R&B singers.
Right.
Singers, period, right?
Yeah.
So I started one. I was doing an R&B showcase once a month, and it became very, very popular because nobody else was doing it. And a lot of singers didn't want to show up at the regular showcase because there's a lot of rappers, trap rappers, you know, and it just, the audience was different.
Right.
But when I started the R&B night, it attracted people like K-Camp came through, Rich Homie Quan came through. Like, we had some big names that came through during the R&B night because people expected, I'm going to be there and hear me some good R&B music.
Yeah.
It's like Rona Sexy vibe.
Right.
We need more of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
I definitely want to do more of that, like very adult, mature crowds. And, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want the younger kids to like the music or listen to it, but I just know who I am and what I, you know, create. And a lot of my audience, from what I'm seeing, is a much more mature crowd. No,
absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, like, we need maybe a 30 and an up type of event, you know, like, no shade to the young crowd, but I'm sure they would appreciate that too, because I'm sure a 21-year-old wouldn't want to go into a club full of 50-year-olds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just, you know, yeah, so maybe we need to start a 30 and up, grown and sexy kind of night. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So you've mentioned taking your career seriously for about the past 5 years.
Yes.
Let's go back before that. Were you dibbling and dabbling and, you know, just kind of like, you know, okay, is this something I really want to do? And if so, what was it 5 years ago that made you decide to take it seriously?
I really was. Honestly, I've been doing this most of my life.
Yeah.
I started in LA writing, recording, and doing shows and showcases, and life just started to happen. You know, I was started young, and then as I started to grow and mature, you know, life came, and I had to get my lessons, and you have to take breaks.
Yes.
You know, as bad as you want to just keep pushing, and this is all you want to focus on. You know, I had a mother, I had a child, I had things that were happening that took priority.
Understood.
You know, so in the last 5 or 6 years, I decided to move here, you know, and really give it a go, and just zone in and really find me too, because I needed some space to just get to know me again, because I had given myself to so many people for so long, and just get back into the writing, and
I completely understand, because I feel like we as women, we're so nurturing, especially when we're mothers. We're very, very nurturing, and we oftentimes give ourselves to everybody but ourselves.
Right.
And I said to someone the other day, I'm 51, and I said, between the age of 40 and 50 is when I feel like I really learn the most about myself and about life.
Oh, yeah.
Learned about setting boundaries and that really diving into that emotional intelligence, you know, not to say in my 30s I didn't have that, but I feel like 40 to 50 was my most pivotal time in point in my life.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? It has me so ready.
Yes.
I was pursuing it before, but I was just running in circles. You know what I mean? And now that I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm more settled in my spirit. I feel like everything's connecting the way it should, and I'm just more prepared. I'm more aware of this business and what goes on in it, and, you know, my place and what I want to represent, you know. So I just think it's a good time right now.
And that's exactly what it is. It's really God's time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's all in when He calls us fully to do what we're supposed to do, and we have to be obedient to that.
Yeah. And listen, when I tell you I'm thankful to God, because I would have been a mess. You know, I've always been able to sing. I've always written my own songs. But being in the industry at the time that I was really yearning, like, I need a record deal, I want a record deal, I would have been a mess. And I'm so much better now. You know, he guides me. And
I love it.
And that's just like what I needed before I even started to try to be a part of anything, you know?
I feel like with anything in life, we have to accept that guidance from Him.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, be obedient to Him. Before I moved here, I got saved because I was like, I really wanted a fresh start. I had came out of a somewhat toxic relationship. My ex became an alcoholic. He became somewhat abusive and just was not a good situation. And I was like, I want to like a clean slate. I want to leave all that behind. So I went to my pastor and I was like, I'm ready to be saved so I can make this journey on to the next chapter of my life. And it was the best decision I ever made.
Oh, yeah. You absolutely cannot win without Him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to be founded in that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Does that come through in your music a lot?
I'm very aware and conscious of that when I'm writing. I like to be free and just let it flow, but sometimes if I'm thinking like I'm gonna say this, I check myself real quick because I do incorporate God in everything, you know. So I'm like, it would be nice, it would sound nice, it's hip, it's catchy, but it's not what He want me to do.
Understood.
I'm not supposed to be telling that to little girls.
I know that's right. So. That's funny. So when you're in the studio, what is something that you absolutely need in the room to create your best work?
Something that I need, that I don't need. I'm going to say what I don't need is people. I like to be in there with me and the engineer and anybody who's contributing to the better of the song, or, you know, but I've been in situations where I didn't speak up before and there was like just a mess in the studio, and I learned that I just like to be alone.
Yes.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah.
I'm not an artist, but I completely agree with you. Yeah. Because it puts a little bit of pressure on you when you've got multiple people. That's why, like, I even ask my guests, don't bring a bunch of people, because it makes the guest uncomfortable. Shoot, it even makes me uncomfortable. And you got a bunch of people standing around watching you, all eyes on you. And I feel like you can get in your most creative bag when you're just you and the engineer.
Absolutely. Because the people become a distraction.
Yes.
You look up, you're like, yo, I'm paying for time. I lost an hour. You know what I mean? So I work better, you know, when I'm alone, or I haven't collaborated much with many other writers. But it just goes, it flows, and my brain is on, and you know, it's just me and him.
Definitely. Do you have like a go-to process when you're writing songs, or does each one come a little differently?
They do. They come differently. I feel like God gives me like this juice.
I love
I always call it the juice. I tell my daughter my juices are not flowing right now.
It's the G juice, the God juice.
It's the juice. So I'll go through periods where I can't write, like as bad as I may want to write. Like the words just won't come. But then I have periods where I can't stop.
Yes.
Like there's a season of like you're just doing it. And that's pretty much the process. I learned that I have to be patient and wait on him to say, give me the go. You know, I don't really know how to explain it, but I get this thing in me where I'm like, it's time to listen to music. You know what I mean? It's time to search for tracks and try to match what you're feeling, and with the words that are just coming to you constantly, you got to match that to something. And that's pretty much how it happened this time around. Yeah,
you have to be in a true creative space.
Yeah.
Because if you're forcing it, it's not going to come out the way you want it to. You won't be happy with the work.
It's like such a headache to do that.
Yeah.
To try to force it, you know, you just let it come. Just let it come.
And I feel like some people who don't create don't understand that.
No.
It's just like whether it would be an artist or even your audio engineer. It's like we have to give them, we don't want them taking forever to get it done, but we got to give them a little bit of grace, because they may be having a day where like, you know what, I don't feel like mixing because my ear is just not ready for it.
Yeah.
You know, or someone who's filming a music video on the edit side. Okay, well, I'm just not in my creative bag today, but I might be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's no different with you being an artist, writing, and actually the recording process.
Yeah.
Do you write for other artists, or have you?
I have not written for other artists. I would love to do that. I would love to hear other people narrate my words, and, you know, just see where they take it. And yeah, absolutely. In the near future, I would love to do that.
So if you started songwriting for other artists, would you be open to writing multiple different genres?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really, really, really want to touch on the gospel side.
Yeah.
Because I have so much to say, and I'm so thankful for so much. I can do them and record them, but I want to write for gospel artists that are just like, I feel like I am a good singer, I can sing, but there's some people who are anointed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, with their vocals, and it's just when they open their mouth, if you don't know God, they make you want to know God. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I pray that he will give me that one day, and I can stand in a church and just belt it and just, you know, bring people to the altar. But there are people that I would love to hear sing words that I write when it comes to my relationship with God.
Absolutely. So we're going to see you at the Stellar Awards one day.
Hopefully.
I know that's right. Y'all clock that. She's going to have a Stellar Award, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Right.
That would be such a beautiful honor. I feel like you deserve that because I can feel the passion that you have for this. There's a difference between someone saying that they have a passion and actually being able to feel it from them, and I feel that from you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So when do you know that a song is just truly finished and ready to go?
When I know a song is worth finishing for it to be ready to go, is after I write it. As soon as I get the words, I get these butterflies. I get this, like I can't sleep. I got to listen to it, the rough version of it, over and over and over. When it's mixed and you can go outside of yourself and listen to that song and say, if it wasn't me, I would spend my last dime on this record. Like, I would buy this record. Like, it feels that good to me.
Yes.
You know?
You have to put yourself in the consumer's shoes.
Yeah.
Would I listen to this song if it wasn't mine? Would I purchase this song if it wasn't mine? That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's absolutely when you know. When you hear it back and you feel like, yeah, I'll give my last dollar to download this record.
I know that's right. Who are you currently working with that engineers your music, that does the mix and master on it for you?
Well, I recorded at a place called Frat House Studios in Marietta. This entire project that I have out now.
Shout out to Frat House Studios.
Frat House, yes. He's amazing. He was very patient with me through the process. But the mix of the project was done by a guy named Don Michael Jr. I believe he's from Queens. I know New York. He's in New York, but he's amazing. And he took what I did because I really recorded on such a small budget. And vocally, he was able to take what I had and bring it to life. And I'm really thankful for that. You know, I could hear it before he did it. I was like, I can hear these songs being great.
Yes.
I just need somebody great to collaborate with, and he did it. Yeah.
That is amazing. I feel like your audio engineer is one of the most important, pivotal people in your career to get your sound the way you want it.
Oh, yeah.
But it can be difficult because, like you said, you can hear it. You can hear that finished song in your head before it's done, but trying to explain to someone what you're hearing in your head can be super difficult.
It's so difficult.
Especially if you're not sitting in on the session with them while they're mixing it.
Yeah.
But that's beautiful that you found someone who gets your sound right.
Me? I'm all back chilling.
Oh, no, you good.
Okay.
Definitely. So you've been able to perform in multiple cities, which helped you conquer your stage fright.
Yeah, recently.
Okay.
Oh, girl. I used to perform before. I was terrible. I've walked off stages.
Really?
I'm going to be honest. Yeah, because, my nerves got the best of me.
Understood.
And I was a lot younger. But I just did 3 shows at the end of the year. New York, Jersey, and Atlanta. The shows in New York, I had a lot of fun. I opened up a lot. I took control of my crowd. I watched the video, back when I finished, and I was like, I think I am made for this. Yeah, it was really good because I would never do nothing like that before. I was too shy, always worried about, do you look right? Do you sound right? You don't have the profession or the money. Like, it was just a lot in my head.
Yes.
But those shows, they showed me that, you can do it. You can do it.
You seen that charisma come across that. I was like, yes, I got this. Right. I love that, but I feel like you're absolutely not alone.
Yeah.
I think every artist, whether they admit to it or not, has at some point in time in the earlier stages been through that stage fright where they're like overthinking, worrying, what do I look like? Do I sound good? Do my dance moves look cool?
Right. Yeah.
I think it's just a natural part of the process.
Yeah.
What do you think kind of shifted that for you where you gained that confidence?
Just being ready. Being ready to really let the world know that I'm here and hear my music. I know it's a part of the process. People don't know you're here unless you present yourself. I'm going to be honest. I've watched Beyonce for so long.
Yeah.
And when I watch her, it's just the feeling that I get seeing how happy she is, but she's in it.
Yes.
Like, she's not worried about anything, but just being involved in that and doing what she do. And I was like, I'm so inspired.
Yes.
Because I have the gift, like, just use it.
Yes.
Do what you got to do. Let go, be yourself. And I love that about her. Like,
absolutely.
She's amazing. And she's an inspiration to a lot of people that she has no idea and watching her and studying her shows. We're two totally different kind of singers and performers, but she just gives me the like fire to want to do it. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, and I feel like that's what we got to do. We got to study the greats because really it's just about focusing at the task on the task at hand, not worrying about the crowd per se. You know, of course you want to engage with them, but just focusing on yourself, you know, like not overthinking the situation. And I feel like it can be difficult, but I feel like once you annihilate that first really good performance, it's up from there.
It's up from there.
Yeah, you're like, I got this.
Yeah,
I know what I need to do.
now.
But I feel like also too, if you perform in different cities, you don't know what this crowd may. New York crowd may be different than the Atlanta crowd too.
But see, that's the thing, and I'm working on it. But I'm so comfortable in New York. I don't know. It's just something about it, you know, for me. When I performed here in Atlanta, I was a little unsure.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, the music scene is different. I was kind of nervous about them liking the music or, you know, but in New York, I think the type of music I create, they vibe with it. You know what I mean?
Understood.
So it made me way more comfortable.
Would you ever move back to New York?
Absolutely.
She said that quick. In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
So if you don't mind me asking, what made you decide to leave New York to come to Atlanta?
Well, I didn't come here from New York.
Oh, okay.
I went back home.
You went back home. Got
to
you.
LA. I moved here. I was married. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And this is where we wanted to be.
Understood.
And I was like, it makes sense, you know, for the music and for financially for us to move ahead and all of that. And I didn't think I would ever say that I was married. But yeah, so
it's freeing though when we.
Oh yeah. And yeah, that's how I ended up back here. And once that situation was, you know, I just stayed, and I was like, there's no sense of kind of like backtracking and doing it. It takes a lot to move across state. You know what I mean?
It's just a lot, especially across country.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I commend you for that.
Oh yeah. So I stayed, and I thugged it out. You know what I mean?
No, that's right.
I did what I had to do, and I was like, let me just jump back into what I know how to do and what makes me feel good, and give it another go.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I love that for you. Do you have any family here at all?
I don't.
It's difficult, isn't it?
It's, you know what, I'm a soldier. Like, the way I was raised, I can probably go anywhere and be okay. I do miss my family a lot. I used to fly home very often. This last year, I've just been really focused and trying to make sure that the music is right, my connections are right. But yeah, it does get lonely.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Like, I feel like my first 10 years here, I was cool because I was always busy active doing something. Now that I'm getting a little bit older, I'm slowing down a little bit. That's when it's hitting me the most.
Yeah.
That I'm like, dang, I really miss my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, before I was like, I'm too busy to, you know, I would go back home and things like that. But, you know, not being able to just pull up on a whim to see families, it can be difficult sometimes.
Oh, yeah. And for me, it gets a little, you know, I'm like, gosh, you know, I got to hang in there. I can't just go home and say, you know, but I have such a big family.
Yeah.
And we grew up so close. Like, I'm so close to my family.
Yes.
Love them to death. But, you know, I think they are proud of me.
Of course. Of course. And
like, Val, don't you do it. Stay there.
They understand.
Yeah.
They understand because I feel like, you know, anybody that's close to us would want to see you do good, if not better than them.
Yeah.
Just like when we have kids, we want our kids to do better than us.
Oh, yeah.
That's so
absolutely.
important, you know?
Yeah.
So, listen, they're proud of you. Without a doubt. So having a supportive team for you has made a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
How did you put a team together? Because, and the reason I ask is a lot of artists say, I don't know how to build a team. Like, it's a struggle for them.
It is a struggle.
What worked for you?
I really didn't put it together. I didn't look for it.
God did.
Yes, girl, let me tell you, God did it. He did it. Thank you, Lord. But Nate Williams.
This guy over here?
No,
this
is the cousin of Nate Williams.
Oh, okay.
He's actually in Jersey.
Okay.
Or Philly. But he heard my music online. He heard it online. I guess he researched, like, let me find this girl. Like, you know, he said he was playing this playlist on YouTube Music. And I guess my song came up. And he was like, oh, okay. So
I
he
know
started
that's
searching
right.
for music, and when he found my socials, he was like, yeah, I'm a fan. Me and my wife, are you gonna be performing any time out in this area? We kind of went back and forth with that, and then somehow, some way, we connected, and he was like, yeah, let's do this.
Wow.
And I told him, like, he was like, what you doing with your music? I'm like, I'm just writing songs, putting them out. He's like, no, you need to do more than that, So we connected like that, and it just kind of happened so fast, and we just moving. You know what I mean?
How did it feel that someone took the time to like seek you out? Like they did their research. They came and found you, because what I find is oftentimes people may like your music, but they'll never tell you.
Right.
They'll just listen to it in secret. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They will never tell you, oh, I love you. He came and sought you out. How did that feel?
It felt great.
Yeah.
It felt so good that once we established what we were going to be as far as like doing this, and I was like, I can't believe somebody actually believes, somebody other than me. They believe in, because when you go through this business and you're dealing with people like record label execs and different other producers and writers, and people say the craziest shit. I'm sorry.
Yes,
They
no,
say
you
the
good.
craziest things to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been told, well, you much better. You just like a background singer. You know what I'm saying? You should be a background singer, or just things that make you feel like, yeah, girl, you in the wrong league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for him to come along and say, your stuff is fire. Like, why you ain't pushing it, and let's do something with it. Like,
Yes.
I definitely needed that.
It gave you that confidence boost that you needed.
yeah.
You were already confident because you said, I know I'm good.
Yeah.
But it solidifies it when someone else tells you, especially a perfect stranger.
Oh yeah. And his wife Maria is amazing. She's a huge listener.
That's beautiful.
She supports it, and they're great. They're doing so much for me. Like I never even imagined, like at this point in my life, that I would have that. You know what I mean? I was like, well, this is gonna be a one-woman show the whole way through, but God is good. He sent me some people that
Yes.
really they work as hard as me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
This industry has a lot of uncertainty because things are always changing. And then, like you said, there's going to be people who say, no, that's not it. Then you got the ones that say, yes, that is it.
Yeah.
What keeps you grounded?
I think just being raised the way that I was. I'm not easily impressed by things like material things, money, like none of that. That's not my drive. I have a nice life. I live in a nice home. I drive nice cars. Sometimes I'm tight here and there financially, but that's life.
Of course.
And I deal with that. But just being a soldier and accomplishing what you started. You know what I mean? And then I have a daughter. I have a daughter that I set example for, and she's been there this whole journey. And I'm like, it's a must for her to see this completed. You know what I mean? Because I can't try to teach her and instill in her that you have to reach the finish line,
Right.
if I'm giving up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and this is the biggest thing in my life that she's seen me pursue.
That's beautiful.
I just want her to see that when you hang in there, your dreams can come true.
Absolutely. We could absolutely accomplish anything that we put our mind to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, nobody can tell me any different.
Right.
Even us, we as women, we can do whatever we want and make it happen. And your daughter, does she want to pursue music at all? Is that on? No?
Absolutely not.
She just likes supporting her mom.
Absolutely not. She's not. I thought that maybe, I was like, maybe she'll know how to sing, or nah, she's not. No, not at all. And I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm really happy because I wouldn't want her to feel what I felt, pursuing this. It's a lot of dark days.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You probably feel a lot of pressure some
yeah.
days too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because even though the world doesn't know my name, my music is not playing for the masses, I still go through those emotions of an artist. I still go through, the ups and downs. There's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of, you have to build yourself back up,
Yes.
and it takes a lot of strength to do that.
Definitely.
So I want her to be happy. I want her to live a light, happy life. I don't want her to deal with any of that, you know.
Understood, because I sometimes say I can't wait for the day where I don't have to check my social media every day.
Oh, girl. When
Like,
I tell you I don't really like social media.
Me neither. I'm only on it because of what I do.
Yeah, I'm confused about what to post.
Yeah. When to post, what to say, what not to say.
I don't give a shit. Like, I it's not my thing, you know, but it's a part of the process.
It is a part of the process.
Yeah.
It is, but it's like, I feel like I never experienced as much anxiety. I don't have a lot of anxiety, but the amount that I do, a lot of it comes from the social media. Like,
yeah.
seeing what other people are spilling out. There's so much fake and fraud and facade, and I'm just like, I don't want to be a part of that forever.
Yeah. And I hate that people feel like social media is the only way.
Correct.
To me, it's like, nah. You know, we make it the only way.
Yes.
Because the majority of you that's where you want to be.
Yes.
But we really have the control to say, hey, you want to hear this music. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ways. There's other
I agree.
ways. And I don't like it for so many reasons. There's so many critics.
Yes.
So many people with opinions. Like, it's a very toxic place.
Everybody swears they're an expert on social media about everything, whether it be fitness, music, and I'm just like, everybody's an expert, and I just don't even get involved in a lot of the conversations on there. I try to stay neutral because you can go down this whole rabbit hole that will consume like your entire day and stress you out over people you don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm good on that.
You really?
I'm good on that.
Like, let me get off here and out of this conversation. Like, I have nothing to do with this. But yeah, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Me either, sis. I'm good on that. So who's been some of your biggest musical influences, whether it be artists, producers, moguls? Give us, 2 or 3.
I love Stevie Wonder. I'm a huge fan of Stevie Wonder. Just everything that he does. His music, his lyrics, everything. I grew up as a big Whitney fanatic.
Yeah.
Anita Baker, Beyonce. I love them because of the different things that I learned from them.
Yeah.
But as far as like music and really being inspired, influenced, I love old school music.
Yeah.
I love old school
Me
music.
too.
Like the Delphonics, the everybody, Stylistics, everybody from the 70s. That's what I grew up hearing all my life. And it just gives me this, like, it was just so raw and real. It's a good feeling type music. I love it.
I couldn't agree more because I'm a 70s baby. So it's like I recall listening to all of that, know, and even into the 80s. And we'll say even going into the early 90s, there was still some really great music. And not to say the music that's out today is not great, but I feel like there was
It's not.
Tell them, girl. She said it.
I'm sorry. No, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff you hear and you be like, how the hell did this get on the radio? Like, not even that.
I agree.
Yeah, but not even, I'm not bashing them and what they feel they know how to do. It's just, you got to be mindful of what you saying to people.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, you don't want to be the poison of the world. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? So, I mean, and there's ways to make good, fun music without doing that.
I tell artists all the time, I'm like, I'll ask them, do you have any songs that you ever recorded with no profanity? And they'll say no. I'm like, I challenge you.
Yeah.
Record a song without any profanity, and I bet you it's going to be just much of a vibe as the one that you got the F-bomb and calling women the B word. And you know what I'm saying? Like, all that's not necessary, and it makes you marketable out the gate. You can't ever expect to go to radio. I've had an artist ask me fairly recently, and this sticks out in my mind. He's like, how do I get on FM radio? So I asked him immediately, do you have any clean music? He said, no. I said,
yeah. They go, boop,
duh.
The whole time you
like, how do you expect to ever hit the FM airwaves if you have zero clean music? Yeah. And I ain't talking about bleeping out the curse words. I'm talking about record it as a clean version.
Yeah. And to build a loyal, solid fan base. Children start singing songs. I was singing Anita Baker, Michael Jackson. I was singing those songs at 4, 5, 6 years old. And I still love those artists today.
Absolutely.
I still love their music today. My mother didn't have a problem with me listening to that kind of music. Nate has a daughter, who's a little tiny, and she sings all my songs, and I'm proud that she can sing them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't want to be the poison of the world.
Listen,
don't wanna do that.
I agree with you, and I love that for you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it just makes you more marketable. Mm-hmm. It's going to open you up to a broader fan base.
Oh, yeah.
Because your music is ready to go. Right. You don't have to go back and clean it up, and like it's ready to go. You could get booked for a festival where there's kids in attendance, and you're like, okay, what time do I need to be there? I'm good.
And I want to be comfortable in front of children. If I ever had to do anything in front of them, or even if it was outside of music, I don't want that guilt of like, I'm telling your daughter to twerk it and pop it, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's just, and again, do what they do, get your money, do what you do.
Absolutely.
But, I just don't like it. I don't.
I agree with you, because I grew up also in an era where that did not exist. And that's why I don't really go out much, because that's all you hear in the clubs.
That's all you hear.
And let's be real. Some of these super turn-up songs can cause some rowdiness too.
Oh, yeah.
When I used to go to the clubs, we would end the night with the slow jams.
Right.
I'd be like, who am I dancing with?
I know.
Who gonna get this dance at the end of the night?
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like that was one of the most genius things that a DJ did, because it calmed the crowd down before they left.
Right.
Versus hit them up, bang, bang, shoot them up.
You listen to Tupac on the way out the club, you like, nigga can get it.
Nah, then they gonna go to the damn parking lot and want to fight someone because they got this aggression built up in them. But if you play some Blackstreet at the end of the night, you feeling sexy. They trying to get home and handle their business.
Right.
It's like, why don't they do that no more?
Yeah. Yeah, and I get it. We in a different time,
I know,
era, but I would love to see a lot of the ladies just be a little more classy and just the clothes, the words coming out their mouth. It's just like, whoa, But hey,
I agree. Leave a little bit to the imagination. Like
have something to say the next time around.
Yes,
put it all out there right now.
Yes, you don't give the world everything.
Yeah.
Now what are you supposed to do?
Right.
If there was one song in your catalog that's out there that someone could go to that really defines you the best as an artist, what would that song be?
I have a song called Everything. Have you heard it?
I have not. Is it on the album?
No.
Okay,
I
I
have to send it to you.
Because I've got the album. I haven't. I'm going to listen to it this weekend. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm going to listen.
Yeah, by all means, take your time. Be in a space where you can put your headphones on.
And that's why I wanted to, because I've been so busy these last couple of days. I'm like, when I appreciate music, I want to do it in a space where I can just really listen to it. So this song called Everything.
Yes.
Why does this one define you so much?
Because it's very... When people listen to it, they probably think like the appreciation of a partner, or, And it did kind of have that as far as the inspiration, but it was my thank you to God. It was my, because He is everything. He's everything to me.
Yes.
And I've been in a battle relationship with Him for so long, and now it's finally in a place of peace. And when I hear that song, I'm like, this is for you.
Does it make you emotional?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It does. I don't even listen. He wanted to hear some music on the way over. Like, play your music. I don't listen to it unless I'm ready to be in that space.
Yes.
Because it gives me, what the Holy Ghost feel like.
Yes.
You know what the Spirit, we know when it come upon you, it gives me like a feeling of like, I'm just so grateful. I'm so thankful. And I listen to it and I'm like, I'm telling Him. Because I've never... I felt like I had never really expressed it, In my prayers, I'm more like, Lord, what's up, and like, but with that song, I was able to really tell Him how much I love Him and appreciate Him. So,
has music become like an outlet or almost like a form of therapy for you?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Because I don't talk to many people. I'm very careful about what I tell people.
Gotta
comes
be.
to me, yeah.
Yes. People will try to use it against you later on.
Oh, they do. They do. So I've definitely gotten in a place where I write out my feelings, and I don't like to share too much with people. So I tell you in the song.
I know that's right. They get only as much as you want to share, and it becomes like a safe space for you. Mm-hmm. Writing alone is like a safe space, like I started journaling after it was recommended to me because I was going through this whole overthinking and just my mind wouldn't shut down. And I shared it with my doctor. I was like, I feel like I'm getting a little anxiety and I don't know why. I was telling him and I said, but I don't want to be on no medications. And he's like, He's like, go buy yourself a journal and start channeling it into that. Pour your emotions into that and see how you feel. And it was probably one of the best things I ever did.
It feels good.
I don't take it to bed with me anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it stays in my journal.
Yep. Sometimes I write songs. I have songs that nobody's ever heard, but I write songs and then I'll go back and listen and I'll be like, oh, he took me through all that. Never again. You know what I mean?
I know that's right.
Because I'm not really, until I am able to hear it back. And I'm like, wow, girl, yeah, you can't deal with that.
I know that's right. It's a true reflection of what you've been through and what you'll never go through again.
Yeah, it's beautiful to be able to do that.
Yes, 100%, definitely. With everything that you've been through in life, you know, like you said, you were married, and thank you for sharing that. You know, I feel like we have to be a bit transparent because people appreciate that.
Right.
You've moved from different states. Is that all a conglomerate of what builds up to the songs that you write today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Every, most experiences, being in those different places and just learning that people are the same, but we are kind of different.
Yes.
You know, and going through my marriage and, you know, just everything that I've gone through, it's all in the music. I mean, if you listen to it, you'll definitely see, like, it's a real story.
Yeah.
Like, I write true shit. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
know that's right.
Yeah.
And I love that because it becomes relatable.
oh, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we should never, ever, ever be ashamed of anything we've endured, whether it be relationship, maybe financial situations. Because we're human beings. We got to give ourselves some grace.
Right.
And there's a bazillion other people out there going through the same shit, like you said, you know?
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
like, put it in your music and the people will come. They're going to love it.
Right.
What would you say is like a really hard lesson that you've learned about this industry that you feel like every up and coming artist should know about? Put them on game.
Let me think on this one. I want to say that I want people, when I was younger and pursuing this, like, I wish I had known they're just people.
Yes, that's a good one.
They're just people. And you do exactly what they do. Everybody, there's always a teacher and you have to follow and you have to learn. But nobody's better than anybody.
That's right.
Everybody had to start out. Everybody had to learn how to record. Everybody had to learn to write better and express themselves better. All of these producers and artists and all these people in the business, they just people.
Yes.
I've never fanned out over them. You know, in the beginning, I did feel like, oh my God, I'm in the room with this person. But never really fanned out because I really started learning, like, I'm just like them. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you're making money to do it and the masses know you, but I'm that same person.
Facts.
So I'm not going to make it like you're so much better or I have to get your approval or any of that. Just know that they are just people. And you're trying to obtain a job, a career in a position where all of these people are already placed.
Yes.
It's really just that. It's just a job. It's work, you know. It's a gift, but you're trying to take that gift and create, you know, a stream of income and help bless people in their life with whatever you're saying. And I don't like the whole celebrity thing of it all. I don't like, you know, when you go around a certain crowd of people in this industry, they act so, you know what I mean? I'm just like, calm your shit. Because, you know what I mean? Because
Like,
we're all just people.
We all do the same thing. We all get up every morning and brush our teeth and use the bathroom, and hopefully y'all brush your teeth. But you know what I'm saying? Like, for real,
I
for
don't
real.
need you telling me what's good enough and what's not, because you used to be in this position.
I agree.
Where you didn't have the money to work with the best and have the best experience in the studio, and you know what I mean? So yeah, lay off my shit.
I agree, because a lot of people that get in that position, let's just truth be told, they gain the sense of arrogance.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's why majority of the artists that I sit down with are artists on the rise. I've interviewed some of the big artists, some of the celebrities. I don't really have a desire. Like, I don't chase behind that, you know, like, because, oh, it's going to make my platform bigger. It's not about that for me. It's about me giving somebody a platform to get some shine, to talk about their story.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, they become uninteresting because they lose touch.
They don't want to be there a lot of the times. You could tell, like, I've interviewed artists, bigger name artists, and you could tell it's like they didn't even want to be there, but almost like it was forced by their management or their PR team. Like I had the PR who booked an artist, and I'll never say his name because I don't throw people under the bus like that, booked him with me recently, fairly well known. He just completely blew off the interview. He didn't show up. He didn't text, didn't call. And I'm just sitting here like,
Yeah.
you're 10 minutes late. You're 20 minutes late. You know, and it's frustrating because I feel like, well, damn, you don't even give a shit about my time. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just like, I would rather deal with artists that are really like in the mode that you're in because I know you take it seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, they was on time today. But I appreciate that though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, I appreciate it so much because our time is important.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to pull up to the recording studio and your engineer's 30 minutes late. That can be a little frustrating.
that's
You know
a
what I'm
problem.
saying? That's a
Yeah.
problem. You know, like
problem.
clock that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about I Am LaVal Volume 1.
Okay.
What is the statement that you're making with this project?
I'm here.
I know that's right.
I'm here. Like, you know, I felt like these songs were solid and they showcase like my abilities. Like I just feel like I'm here. Like pay attention, take notice.
Yes.
And again, like I was just saying, a lot of the people that I come across are, you know, heavy people, and as far as their resume,
Yeah.
and I feel like I had something to prove too. Like I'm gonna be honest, like I've been dibbling dabbling with these people for so long, and they've been, you know, acting like I'm not there. No, I'm here.
Don't overlook her. Do not overlook
I'm
her.
here. Like I took a break because I did need to develop. I needed to grow. I needed to. But at this point in time, God has told me, like, it's not about cockiness. Be confident in what I'm giving you. Be confident in what you're doing because I'm there.
God
with
will
you.
humble
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He will humble you. And there are some people who need God in their life because they need to be humbled.
Right.
They walk around with this sense of arrogance. And I'm like, I say it all the time. Who wants to deal with an a-hole all the time?
Right.
I don't want to deal with someone who has that like asshole mentality. I don't want to be around someone like that. God will humble you.
Yeah.
Was this project intentional? And what I mean by that is like you created all the songs with this project in mind?
I just created.
Understood.
I didn't know what was going to be on
Okay.
it. I wrote a lot of songs, and I narrowed it down to 5 because once you get past the writing part, then comes the finance.
Yes.
For like going in, so you got to record them, you got to mix them, you got to, you know.
Yes.
So I narrowed it down to 5, and I thought it was a strong, solid 5 songs. So I didn't do it like this is going to be this is a project about this. Like I just took songs and just put them.
What felt good for
What
you?
felt good.
So I see there's a volume 1. So it's
Yeah.
safe to say it's going to become a series.
Kill Nate because it was his idea to title it I Am LaVal Volume 1.
Does it put a little bit of pressure on you?
It does,
Be honest.
because I feel like okay, there has
Look,
to
you
be-
see, he changed his posture, y'all. I wish y'all could see it. He went from this to this, like, what's she about to say? His whole posture changed. I'm dead. That is so funny.
Well, listen,
I peeped that out of my peripheral. That was funny. That was hilarious.
I mean, because eventually there has to be a 2, or you know, and I don't know. Like I really want to work on a Christmas song.
Okay.
I've written a Christmas song that I want to put out this year. There's one of the features, Exile. He's on the project. I'm thinking of doing some collaborating with him on more songs.
Yeah.
Maybe doing like a project together. And I don't know. I don't know. I told him,
You're just going to let it flow.
yeah, you just gotta let go. Whatever God's plan is, that's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
That is going to happen, but I just don't want to put the pressure on myself.
And it doesn't happen to have to happen right away. It could be 2 years from now, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
right.
You know, like you have to do when it feels right for you. And I love the fact that you're looking at doing a Christmas song because I feel like themed type songs, whether it's holiday songs, birthday songs, they go down in history.
Oh yeah,
People
Oh, yeah.
listen to them like, you know, the Mariah Carey Christmas. Every year it goes number 1.
I'd be cool with that position.
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
Mariah, she coming for you, sis.
Yes, but that's definitely on my list. Yeah, I don't know. I want to enjoy this ride. I want
Yeah.
to enjoy. It's fresh out. I know these days people they give you a month or 2 to 3, and then they on to the next. But
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it in your ears. I'm gonna keep it out there and just push it and have fun with it.
Yes.
You know?
I think you're doing it the right way
Yeah.
because it's a big world out there.
Yeah.
So maybe the immediate people have heard it 10, 15, 20 times in a month or 2 from now, but the whole world hasn't heard it yet.
Right.
So it's still brand new.
Yeah.
Are you planning on filming like different visuals for the songs that are on there?
We are. We just talked about. We were talking about that while we were in the process of recording and stuff. But I know we're doing a visual for the song that we sent over.
Yes.
Can't Let Go.
Can't Let Go.
Nate was speaking about, let's just do a visual for everything, for all of them. And I'm like, I said, we'll see how that go, because I'm not opposed to it. Like, I would love to do it.
Yes.
You know, 'cause
I think it's a
don't-
good idea.
yeah, I don't have many music visuals out, so that would be good. I think people will get to see more of my personality in those visuals. So yeah, hopefully.
And really, truth be told, not all of them have to be like a full production. What I mean by that, like the mic drop performances, like the mic performances,
Yeah.
those are very popular now.
yeah.
Like I do them here, and people love it because it's just a different piece of content
Right.
that people can use, and it's more cost effective than filming a full production. And so
Right.
that might be an idea. Maybe do 1 or 2 of those for different songs.
Absolutely.
something
so
like
you
that.
have a studio where
Yeah, I'll show you. It's right next door. It's here in this building, but it's my podcast studio where I do them. So, and I'll show you some of the ones we've done.
and that works for me because you don't need many people there.
No, exactly. And
Do
that's
it.
so like my videographer. So I film all my interviews, but when it comes to the performances, I do have a videographer that comes in because he's fire with the edits and stuff.
Right.
And he and his wife usually come. They're a beautiful team. In fact, he's a pastor.
Okay.
He's a pastor. He's a stellar award-winning audio engineer and producer.
Yeah.
You guys would probably vibe out.
Absolutely.
He's an audio engineer. He's a DJ. He's a photographer. He does it all. And his wife, same. So yeah, that's who films it.
Oh yeah.
I don't be having the crowds like you walk into some studios and they just be letting random people hang out. Everybody's in there smoking. I don't do all that.
I'm so happy this environment is peaceful, right?
That's what I feel like when it's minimal amount of people.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same as when you're in the studio recording. You can really kind of let loose and be yourself without having 6, 7, 8 people like hovering over you. Like
And you have such good energy. I've
You-
been sitting here.
you do
feeling it the whole
too.
time.
Listen, we've been going 51 minutes, y'all. It don't seem like it, do
I
it?
know. Wow. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of me.
I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you too.
Yeah.
So the project is out now.
Yeah.
I Am LaVal Volume 1. That means there might be a Volume 2 coming at some point in time. What is very next for you? Because we're going to listen to the single in a minute. Do you have anything else on the radar coming up that people need to know about?
I do. I have a performance in New York.
Okay.
I'm actually going to be on a radio show. Do you know what it is? I'm going to do a radio interview in New York. I'm doing a performance at the, 54? He gonna have to tell you. I'm so sorry, but yeah.
So this is what they got to do when they follow your social media, which we're going to give in a minute.
Yeah.
It'll be posted
It'll
there.
be on social
So
media.
you have a performance and an interview coming up in New York.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
dope.
think on the 27th of this month.
Okay, so right
Yeah.
around the corner.
Right around the corner. I'm really, really geeked about it. I'm excited.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
I actually got my radio start out of New York back in we're in 2025. I would say about 2011.
Really?
I was working with Desert Storm Radio, which is owned by DJ Clue.
Uh-huh.
And that's where I got my radio start. For 3 years I spent with them. And it's like, I'm forever grateful to Clue and Culture and C's, the whole team, because they were the ones that believed in me. So I love New York too.
Yeah.
Because I was a Florida girl. Nobody in Florida was giving me a shot like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you definitely should. If you find yourself running into the wall, and I believe in like wherever you were born, you may have to travel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because that's just a part of it. You know what I mean? And it's not just a part of like, oh, I need to do this to be the best artist. It's like you have to experience things. You got to take risks. You
Yes.
got to,
No risk, no reward.
Right.
God gave us so many beautiful gifts. We have to get out there and see them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a nature junkie. Like, I love hiking.
Yeah.
I love being in nature. I went to, I had flew out to Vegas, but then from Vegas, I drove to Utah to Mount Zion, Zion National Park.
Yeah.
It was like the most exhilarating, beautiful experience ever.
Yes.
Because it's so peaceful. And I'm like, yes, listen, God gave us some beautiful gifts. Get out there and enjoy them. Definitely. So you have your single, Can't Let Go, that we're going to listen to today. Who produced this record?
It was produced by Soul For Real Productions.
Okay.
I heard the beat and I was like, I gotta get on it. So, and I wrote the lyrics. X is a feature on there. Exile, he's a MC. I gotta get into his music too. He's so dope. You can find him on my page because I don't have a lot of information. But yeah, he's worth listening to. Trust me.
Describe the emotion behind this song. Like, where did it come from?
When I was asked, what was that, night before last, I did an interview and he asked me, what are you gonna, and I kind of shied away from it. But this song was really written about someone very close to me. I love her so much. I wrote it about what I see her going through in her relationship. She's very, very close to me. She doesn't know it, that this song is about that. But yeah, I just saw that that's what it was. And I'm like, she just can't let go. You know what I mean? It's not the best situation.
Yeah.
And you know that. But sometimes you be stuck. Until you see it, it won't change. You know?
That is facts. I've been there, done that.
Right.
In fact, the relationship that I ended about a year ago, that was me. Looking back, I felt so toxic. I'm like, why did I keep hanging on? And it wasn't even anything bad. I just knew this was not the right person, right time, right place for me.
Yeah.
Because he was 13 years younger than me. And honestly, we're great friends now.
Yeah.
You know, so I have nothing bad to say about him. We were just totally in different places in life. But I knew that it was not my forever person, but yet I kept trying to hang on, hoping that it would become that.
Right.
So
that's why in the song I say, I know it's wrong to love you. I know it's wrong, but I just can't let go. You know what I mean? And that's where I feel she is.
Yeah.
We're gonna have this discussion if she see this interview. She'll be like, were you talking about me? Yeah. But I saw that and I was like, there's probably so many people
There is.
that are dealing with that.
And,
you know?
and your friend should never feel a type of way about it, because I think us as women, because we're so loving and nurturing and we want to see the best in people, I think most of us have been there.
Right.
I've been there twice.
Right.
You would thought I learned from the first time. Then I put but what I was saying earlier.
Girl, listen, I'm sorry I had blanked out a
No,
minute,
you
but
good.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yes.
I've been there. And
I think we all have.
yeah.
We all have. Even men. There's men who go through that too, you know. But like I said earlier, I feel like that 10-year span from 40 to 50 was my most awakening moment in my entire life. I learned so much about myself.
Right.
And I give all glory to God on that one.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, I'll never do that again.
When you're going through those growing pains and stuff, you just like, where you at, Lord? What's going on? But then once you get through it, you're so thankful when you look back, because you be like, if I hadn't gone through all that,
Yes.
I'd have to go through it now. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't know better.
Exactly. Like, we have to go through certain things to know what we will and will not allow ever again going forward.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. So, yeah, we need a music video for this one.
Okay.
Need a music video for this one. Anybody that wants to follow you and keep up with you on your socials, where are you active at?
I'm probably most active on Instagram.
Yeah.
At IamLaVal _ IamLaval _ You can find me on YouTube. I actually like YouTube better than any social.
Me too.
Because I get way more entertainment out of it.
Yeah.
I manage my account, my music account, and yeah, it's a good place to be. It's a lot of stuff on YouTube that is so undiscovered. A lot of things you can learn.
Yes.
My brother went to college on YouTube.
I graduated from YouTube University.
Yes.
So did. I need a degree on the wall.
Right.
YouTube University.
Yeah. And at YouTube, I'm at LaVal's Music. Yeah.
Do you ever go live on your YouTube?
No.
You should.
I should.
Yes, I go live on my YouTube often.
And do what?
I live stream. I do virtual interviews on there. So for people who can't come in person, I do live stream interviews, and I live stream it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram.
Yeah.
But YouTube always gets the most traction.
Okay.
So
when you go live on YouTube, do you have to have like a certain amount of subscribers?
I don't know. That I don't know. I know in order to be monetized, you have to have, I think it used to be 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if that's changed in 4,000 watch hours. But no, I think for going live, I don't think it's like, I know TikTok, you had to have like 1,000 followers. I don't think it's like that for YouTube, to my knowledge. Okay. Try it sometime.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'll probably set up something to do that.
You never know who might tune in, because like on the home page of YouTube, because oftentimes I view it from my laptop, you know, the browser. Yeah. There on the homepage, it'll show you even people that you're not subscribed to who are live. And sometimes I'll just click on it just to see what they're talking about or what they're doing. So you never know who might stumble across it.
Okay.
And then the other thing I would suggest, if you're not doing, is start uploading shorts on YouTube.
Yeah.
I get so much engagement and new followers by uploading my shorts. There have been shorts that I'll upload maybe 30 seconds and I'll get 100 new subscribers off of that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So start uploading them shorts, because people like short form content.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. People are not paying attention for no 3-4 minutes no more.
Exactly.
They're not doing that.
Right. Like when I watch shows, if it's a certain amount of time, like even this interview, it's an hour, someone might watch half now and half later, and that's okay. Yeah. Because that's how I do it.
Right.
If it's a 2-hour movie, you might get 45 here, 45 out of me there. I know. Definitely. So let's go ahead and get into the song.
Let's do it.
One last thing. Who do you want to give thanks to for supporting you through your journey?
I'm always thank my daughter, because she's had to ride this whole journey.
I love it.
Me up and down.
Yes.
And, you know, she's my like, Ma, you got it. Don't worry about it. You know. So I'm so thankful that I have a really understanding child, and she's so supportive. She's like, she keeps me strong. She's my reason. I want to thank Nate always, because he just believes it.
Yeah.
He believes it. Most people, you have to try to convince them and say, well, you know, I this is the vision I have. Well, they like, girl, but you need to get a job. You need to get all this different stuff. But he is just so invested without even a lot of proof.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he's so invested, and I'm just thankful.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for him. I'm thankful for you, because this is an outlet. This is a platform where people that didn't know me will see me and hopefully click on the, you know, the listen button.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So I'm thankful. I'm really thankful that you have me and welcome me here. And to God, for I didn't know if I would make it this far. You know, I didn't know if I would be here, and a lot of things you go through, you feel like, wow, I should have been gone. You know what I mean? But I'm here, and I know that he loves me, and I know that he got me, and I know that this is his purpose for me, and I'm not confused about it. And he's just it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Can I say something that I want to pay this compliment, and it may be weird for you. I've been looking at you this whole time. Your image, your face is just giving Janet Jackson to me.
Really?
Yes.
I swear to you, somebody said it was in 2023. I went and did this little thing. And the guy was like, oh, my God, you smile like Janet. And I thought, boy, you're so crazy. Like,
and she's so beautiful to me. Like, and you do, like, you just give out. I'm like, yes. I'm like, wow, you.
When he told me that,
giving
I really
Janet.
thought it was crazy. But, wow, that's a huge compliment.
Yes.
I've always thought she was very
gorgeous. She is beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
yeah, you giving Janet. Or maybe it's Janet's giving you. Who knows? Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for being here today. You have beautiful, beautiful energy. This is what it's all about for me, is having this type of energy in my presence. You know, I love it. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's get into this record, though. Introduce it for us.
All right, y'all. This is Can't Let Go, featuring Exile off my new EP, I Am LaVal, Volume 1.
Let's get it.
Come and see what all the hype is about. Tune in to The Hype 87.3.